Isomers X and Y have the molecular formula C5H8O. Give the IUPAC name for isomer X. So we can see that on isomer X we've got a ring of 5, so cyclopent. There aren't any double bonds between the carbons, so pentan, and we've got a ketone, so cyclopentanone. Explain how and why X and Y can be distinguished by comparing each of these three things. So let's take each one in turn. Let's look at the boiling points. So boiling points of simple molecular structures are to do with their intermolecular forces. X is a ketone, so it has permanent dipole-dipole forces between the molecules. Y is an alcohol, so it has hydrogen bonds between the molecules. Remember, these are intermolecular, so we need to say between the molecules. Hydrogen bonds are stronger than PD. So hydrogen bonds are stronger than permanent dipole-dipole. So more energy needed. And Y has a higher boiling point. Okay, so that's our first bullet point covered. Now we need to look at the carbon-13 spectra. So in X we've got 1, 2, 3 types of carbon. And in Y we've got 1, 2, 3 as well. This type of carbon is a C double bond O, and these are the C's that are next to a C double bond O, and these are just CC's. This is a COH, this is a C that's next to a COH if that's available, and this is a C double bond C type. So we need to look at our data sheet. So we'll just do carbon-13 NMR. So both have 3 peaks. Then let's look at X first, and let's look at the data sheet. So remember, for X we're looking for C double bond O, next to a C double bond O, and just a regular CC. So we're looking for C double bond O in an aldehyde or ketone. We're looking for next to a C double bond O, and then just CC. So 190 to 220, 20 to 50, and 5 to 40. So 1 peak at delta 190 to 220 ppm due to C double bond O. 1 peak delta 20 to 50 ppm due to C next to C double bond O, and 1 peak delta 5 to 40 ppm due to CC. Then we're going to Y, remembering that for Y we had the C's with the OH's and we had C double bond C's. So 1 peak C with the OH, should be this one, 50 to 90. And we had this one, 90 to 150. Next to a CO or C double C is not in there, so I'm not going to mention those because there's nothing given for those, and it wouldn't quite be in the 5 to 40 region. So 1 peak delta 50 to 90, C with the O, and 1 peak delta 90 to 150, C with the C. Then we've got infrared. So we go back and we have a look at our molecules. We've got a C double bond O, and we've got an OH alcohol and a C double bond C. So we go back and look at our data sheet. So the one that had an OH alcohol and a C double bond C. And the other structure had a C double bond O. So we need to bear those in mind. So X, C double bond O, absorption 1680 to 1750 centimetres to -1. Y has an OH, be specific, alcohol. And that one was 3230 to 3550. And C double bond C, 1620 to 1680. Also, because it's infrared, X and Y would have unique fingerprint regions.